Hi guys, this video is about our basic tools for paper flower making, and I strongly recommend to you to get all of them or some of them or major part of them before you start making paper flowers, before you start going through our online course, especially and these are my favorite tools. I will go through every one of them. I'll tell why I love them, what brand it is, and where you can get them from. All other tools which I won't tell about today, they are not necessary, they are not mandatory. You can get or not get, for example, electronic cutter for your paper flowers making. That's not essential, right? But what I'll show now, these are essential things, and I strongly recommend to go and get them before you start. So let's get started. You can see at least here is a huge group of scissors I have, and this is our main, I would say, main tool, because well, now after 4 years of experience in this business, I can say that I'm strongly against of this idea that if you'd like to run a business, you absolutely 100% have to go and buy electronic cutting machine. That's not right. I still do this 50-50, saying that I cut 50% of my flowers with electronic cutter and 50% of my flowers with scissors. And I do not want to change it because it's really pretty effective. It really saves my time. And on our online course, I'll teach you how to mix this in order to get the maximum result out of it. So my favorite scissors. Let's start with my favorite brand. I'm not affiliated anyhow with this company. I'm not paid. This is just my love, and this is brand called Fiskars. This is American brand, and I have a few scissors from this brand. Love them just because they are really high quality. They are pretty affordable, and they are sharp, they are comfy. So there's no any specific right scissors in general. That's the only rule is the base of scissors have to be comfortable for you. So this one I found as a comfortable for me, and it's easy to find here in Australia. Yes, that's an American brand. You can find them on Amazon, you can find them directly from Fiskars, you can find them on eBay, you can find them in different online art and craft stores. Here in Australia, I can get them from regular art and craft stores, and from our big, that's a big big network of shops. It's called Officeworks. It sells everything for it's an office supplier actually, and you can find lots of things there. So Fiskars is foundable there. This model, you can see all these scissors, they are, what I can say, good scissors. They are pretty heavy. If you hold them and they are heavy, that's more likely they are good ones. So it means that they have pretty heavy and good quality metal blades, and nice grip which you comfortably will hold, and you won't hurt your fingers. You will hurt your fingers anyway. If you look at this carefully, I always have, my manicure isn't perfect almost always, because my fingertips are burned with glue, with hot glue. I have bumps and cuts and everywhere. So every time when I cut with scissors, what I have is this actually should be included into this video as well, because these 2 boxes of these band-aids are always on my desk, and I can choose these or that. And what I always do is, before I start making flowers, I put 1 band-aid over this finger just to protect this particular spot from getting hurt by my scissors grip. Even when I use this rubber grip, you can see it's pretty soft and comfortable. And a few other band-aids I wrap around these fingers and this, you know, so I protect them from touching and from being burned by the glue gun. We'll speak about glue guns later. So this is Fisker's brand, but this model isn't the best one for me. The best one is this. And you can see how old they are. They are about 3.5 years old, and that's the only part of scissors which got damaged because of rubbering with my fingers almost 5 hours a day and every day. And this is how this particular model looks in the packaging. So this is Fisker's titanium, and they are absolutely sharp and easy to sharpen. I have this sharpener from Fisker's brand, and that's the way how you do this. That's there will be a very unpleasant sound right now, but I'll show you how to use this. So you just slide your blades through these holes, and you try to sort of cut. You can see that's the movement which I do. So you sort of cut this through, and this is the right movement, not forward and back, but just like one time cut every time, like this, you know. So only one way movement, and this will sharpen your blades pretty nice. If you do not want to buy this, or you cannot find this, or you cannot afford this, there is a video here on YouTube we have about sharpening and cleaning scissors blade. Please you can watch it, and what you need is just a little bit of foil, and you cut foils. So this will sharpen your blades pretty nicely as well. So this is the best model. What you should keep an eye on. So your scissors have to be a little bit heavy. The length of your of the blade is better to have it long. This is a nice pair of scissors, absolutely beautiful. That's Japanese brand. Kokuyo, I hope that's the right pronunciation. They are sharp and they're nice, and they are they have lifetime warranty or so, but I found that I do not like them because they are light. They are they have not so comfy grip here, and they are short. Can you see? They are much shorter than Fisker's, and what I found that the longer blade, the easier to cut through 3 to 5 pieces of cardstock at a time. So this is just for example. I do not like this scissors just because of the length of the blade mostly. So this is my the most favorite model. Do not mix this model with that one. So it's also orange, but you can see the blade is black, and it was that model, non-stick. I just got one pair just to compare. It was much cheaper than titanium one, because it said sharper blades, perfect for fabric. I thought, because I know that fabric is very tricky to cut through. So I thought if these scissors are good for fabric, so for paper they should be just awesome. But that's not like this. Titanium still much better. So do not mix them. You can easily recognize the right one. It has a rubber grip here, and this one they have no. So this is about my favorite scissors. The other pair of scissors you may need when you make flower centers, this is something like this. So they have different shapes, edges of the blade. So this allows you to cut. I'll show you now. It allows you to cut not this straight line, but different shapes. Normally they come in either like one pair or a pack of 3 or 4. I have a pack, and unfortunately they were not all of them. What I found, all of this type of scissors, they are, for some reason, they do not last long. I've got even one pair by Fiskars, again this really good quality brand, but they last for half a year or so, and they broke. I don't know why. So I do not I'm not fussy about this type of scissors. So I buy pretty cheap ones, and I use them as long as they as they're fine, and then I try another one. So the shape does not matter at all. The only thing we need it to be uneven. So currently I use this one. Sometimes you may find that you need very sharp scissors with fine, with tipsy, this spiky tips. Yeah, because what happens, you may cut the flower like this, and you may find that somewhere here you need to cut a tiny piece, and your regular scissors with not sharp ends won't allow you to do this nicely. So it's better to have scissors like this. You can use sometimes your manicure scissors, but yeah, that's the special ones. That's from Sizzix. That's brand, again, that's American brand. I got them in a set of flower making kit with different styluses and sharp tools for making small size flowers. Like them, but use them not regularly. So that's not the first thing to get. These scissors are must have. Again, not specifically this brand, you can find something different, but this these are key points you have to keep in mind. So they should be heavy. It's better if they have longer blades. It's better if they have comfortable and rubber grip, so you do not hurt your fingers too much. Another type of scissors you really need to get is a fringe scissors. You can see there are 5 blades, and what I use, that's Martha Stewart brand. You can get them from Amazon, from eBay, from your local art and craft shop, wherever you can find them. So just Google Martha Stewart fringe scissors, and it really helps. It's a big helper when we cut flower centers. You can cut centers like this, but maybe it will be a bit tricky because the cut will be pretty long. But for this part of the center where we need to make a knob, this spiky knob like this. So the length of our cut, the depth, I would say, of the cut is this, and like that, yeah, because that's folded cut. So you can actually do this with the regular pair of scissors, but with the 5 blades ones, it will be 5 times faster. And it will look nicer just because you can see that we keep the same width of each stripe, and if you're careful enough, the width of the stripe in between these 2 cards will be pretty similar to all others. You can see how in seconds I made this fringe. And very often, so with these scissors, what I do when I work with metallic coated paper in 120 GSM, I use 2 stripes. I fold them in half, right? So which means it is 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and I easily cut 4 layers at a time. I never go with 6. Well, I think maybe 5 would be still fine, but 6 already too much. I need to put too much pressure, and my hand getting sore pretty soon. So you can see how easy and fast and nice my fringe is. So fringe scissors, Martha Stewart brand or any other. A few times I saw this kind of scissors here in Australia in homeware shops. So this meant to use for cutting herbs in the kitchen. For example, when you make a salad or something, you just cut dill with the scissors, and you know, it's 5 times faster than you make it with a regular knife, right? So you can look for kitchen fringe scissors. I'm not sure how they should call, how they should called, but yeah, fine. Try to look for them. So what's next? Other Sharpie objects here on my desk. You may need good quality knives. This knife is a really good one. That's retractable, and this is Alpha brand. You can see the brand here. That's a Japanese brand again. Absolutely high quality blades and the knife itself. So you can just change blades. You open this. Oh, you open this. Not this way. This way. Right, you open this, you change the blade for the new one, and you put everything back. Blades are sharp and they last long, because when you use just the tip of a blade and it's getting not that sharp anymore, so what you do, a pair of pliers, and you just cut it this way. Never do this with your fingers because you'll hurt yourself. Just believe me, I tried once, not knowing that what will be the outcome. So just with the pliers, please, with the pliers, and you cut this, and you have 2 or 3 new pieces of pretty sharp blade again and again. So it lasts for years. I mean, the knife itself, and you just change blades. But I do not use this type of knife for anything else than just cutting boxes. So when you start making and selling, meaning and posting your flowers in boxes, you will need this type of knife pretty often, because sometimes you need to make a box smaller, sometimes you need to cut a piece of the box just to make a shelf inside the box. So this knife is just my very, very everyday friend. Another knife you may need this is just a regular cutting knife. Well, obviously you will need a cutting mat. Any cutting mat will work. I have different sizes. Oh no, I won't be able to show you the small one right now. So the size does not matter. For the cutting mat, it should be named as a cutting mat, meaning that if you cut through, it won't be damaged, and it's better to get self-healing cutting mats, which means that if you cut through a few times, in a while it won't break down into pieces. It will self-heal because the structure of the material is made this way. So yeah, they are sort of the particles of this rubbery material, they stand back again, back straight, and there's almost no any groove on the surface of this mat. So it's still like, not like brand new, but still workable. And this knife is perfect because it is stable. This brand is Exacta. Again, you do not have to buy exactly this brand, but this is what I can recommend because they are absolutely great quality. They are stainless steel, so you buy the knife itself once, and then you can change the blades once so the blade is just this, and you can get a pack of brand new blades, and so this will serve you for Ava this way, right? So once you screw this on or in pretty tight, it's stable, and you can easily push on it as hard as you need. Your cut will be straight and pretty precise. Another way I use this particular knife is for curling petals. So wherever I need to curl my petals, and there's my favorite tool for curling, I'll show you later, I use this one because it's really optimal diameter for curling, and it is smooth, and it is yeah, comfortable to hold. So this is good knife. I strongly recommend to get one. Another Sharpie object and cutting object is a circle cutter, and again it is Alpha brand. You can see here, that's Alpha, made in Japan. And how it works: for flowers making, we always need circles as the base for our flowers, like this. We use it at the back. Different size of circles you will need almost for every flower, and this works perfectly for this. I have 3 cutters in my studio, but I never cut circles for using my cutters. Only different tools and machines I have. I'll tell you about all of them later, but this is one of the tools I normally use. So how it works: you get a sheet of paper. So it works actually like a compass, right? So but with the compass you draw the circle, right? You draw it this way. So actually, yes, that's the tool I can show you now. So the compass you will need at least for these circles, because it's easy to draw a perfect circle, and then you cut it with scissors, right? So sometimes I do this, especially for big size circles. I draw once, and then I get a pack of 4 to 5 sheets of paper, and I cut with scissors just in seconds. So if you imagine how the electronic cutter works, and if you place only one big circle on A4 sheet of paper, you can imagine every time you'll need to stick your paper to the mat, load to the machine, push the button, start. There will be a few seconds to cut it through, and then unload and then unstick. So it takes ages, really. With this very easy to cut objects, absolutely. That's not a petal. That's not a petal like this. This is not stripes like this. It's just a regular circle. So it's easier and faster. So meaning much more effective to cut it with scissors as a pack of 4 or 5 or as many as you can get through. So that's any type of compass you can get. It will work. And this guy works exactly like compass, but here we have a needle, you can see, and here we have a tiny blade, you can see here. So you sort of I won't cut it through now because I have not cutting mat here, but you hold this grip where the needle is, and you slightly push onto this end and draw a circle, but the outcome will be the cut out circle, not drawn on the paper, because we have a blade here. So saying this again, you can use, well, maybe not 5, and again, well, it takes practice, definitely it takes practice, but once you're fine with using this tool, you can cut through 3 to 4 sheets of paper at a time, and you can see that you can change the diameter. Normally my husband does this because I have no yeah, I got it. It's pretty tough. So you can change the diameter on a radius, right? This will be radius from the center to the edge, so from small circles to this one. But the only thing about this tool is that the maximum radius could be just 3 inches. For any bigger circles, yeah, you can use compass. You can draw a circle and cut with scissors. For smaller size circles, use this one or any similar. Why I do recommend Alpha brand, because it's, well, there's no lifetime guarantee, but lifetime warranty, but it looks like, because it's the tool forever. What else we have on the desk? This is my absolutely true friend. I cannot start my day without this. I mean, the day when I make flowers, that's a regular, absolutely regular all. And yeah, it is about 4 years old, and I bought it when I started just trying my different types of businesses. Then I ended up with flowers, and even with paper flowers, I found that this is the must-have tool for me. I'll show you later how we use this tool instead of the regular pencil. I never draw lines with pencil anymore. I never trace my petals with pencil. Forget about it. I use the awl, and I'll show you how to do this during our video tutorials and webinars on our online course. Just believe me, just get one for you. Not too long, not too short. This is the optimal length. You can see this is my pretty regular finger, and this is the length of this needle. What else we have? Another type of cutting knife, actually, you can get for cases like this, when you have just a tiny part you need to cut off or cut through, and your regular knife will be maybe this one will be maybe too much or not as sharp as you need. So you can get something like this. That's a very, very sharp and precise tiny blade. It's ceramic blade, and the brand, actually I'm not sure about the brand. It's something like this, Slice by I don't know, I don't even understand by whom, Kathy or something. So sometimes I use this. So it's not a must-have thing. You do not have to go and buy it right now, but you may find that this is a necessary tool for you later on. What else we have here? Bone folders. What is it and what it is for? So actually, basically, bone folder is a tool made of bone. Not sure which one, whose bone it is. It's like elephant or any big animal or something. And this one is made from the bone. This one is a cheap version and it is plastic. Actually, you can get any to start with. You can see that I have two and only two. I do not have many others. And I started with this plastic one because it was cheap. I wasn't sure if I needed it or not. And later on I found that yes, I need it. So I got a real bone, made from bone one. So that's for a tool for forever, as I say. And this one, you can see lots of damages already. It's not smooth anymore. You can see these grooves here, right? You can see this. That's just from my regular use. What do we need it for? Every time when we fold stripes like this and we want to make them absolutely sharp on the folds, I use these tools. Sometimes for sculpturing leaves we need them. Yeah, well, it's really must-have thing, but you can get only one. My suggestion is to get the good quality one straight away, but if you are on a budget, you can start with the plastic one. You'll see how often you use it and if you need to go for the better one or not. What else? Curling tools. These are my curling tools. I can add a few sticks, a few glue sticks, but that's actually this is what I use for curling. I'll be honest with you. So the most regular thing you can use for curling petals is a regular pencil. Just make sure it is, you can see it is smooth, it's not ribbed, it's just absolutely smooth texture, smooth surface. You can use this pencil to curl, right? You can use a little bit thinner thing, which can be your chopstick. I started with using a very cheap one, right? Like something, it was actually something from the takeaway food, but it wasn't a good quality. So I bought a pack of bamboo chopsticks, and well, this one serves me for 4 years now, and I'm absolutely happy. And we use the rest of this pack for eating sushi. Pencil, chopstick, and two types or two sizes of glue sticks. This is what I normally recommend my students to use, because this is the most affordable thing to get, because if you make paper flowers, you 99% you use hot glue guns, so hot glue sticks, and different glue guns take different size or diameter of glue sticks. We have just only 2 diameters available in the world. As far as I know, this thin one and thick ones, so both of them are pretty nice, suitable for curling petals. Something like this you can find, right? So this is how we curl. It's pretty easy. It's nice diameter to curl small petals, and this is better diameter for curling petals for big flowers, petals in big size. But I will be open with you, I do not use glue sticks for this. Well, just because I have two friends of mine, and these are just very, very old and broken and dirty brushes. I found that they are more comfortable for me to hold. You can see that they are pretty similar in terms of diameter with glue sticks, but glue sticks, they are soft and they're flexible. I don't like this feeling in my hand, and these are wooden brushes, so yeah, it's better for me to hold. And the trick with these brushes is you can see that here this end of the brush is a little bit thinner, and here the diameter is bigger, so it's thicker. If I need to manage the curl, I can do this way or even that way. Same with this one, it's thinner and thicker here, so I can manage it. Well, I found that this is more comfortable for me to use these ones rather than anything else, but you can start with whatever easy to find in your area, and well, pencil, chopstick and glue sticks will be absolutely easy to go stuff, and later on you will find your own old brushes or something to be your old brush. Moving forward, we speak about this double-sided sticky tapes. This is, in my understanding now, with my experience, this is a must-have product. You may find that you're fine with gluing, just using a glue gun, but no, I really recommend this. This will make your flower centers, the flower centers, this is where we use double sticky tape very often. So what we have, when we have stripes like this and we need to fold them like that, I prefer to keep this fold, this side, not the fold, but this side, as soft and flexible as possible. So, and only the double-sided sticky tape allows me to do this. So I just stick it here, and I stick two sides together, and then when I roll my flower center, it is soft and absolutely nice shape at the bottom. If I glue this with a hot glue gun, it takes just seconds for the glue to start cooling down and getting harder, right? So, and this is not soft anymore when you roll. Really hate it. And it's sometimes, well, for the big center like this, it won't be noticeable. For smaller centers like this, so there are just only two layers, it may be visible, and I don't like this at all. And even here you can see there's only just two layers of this fringe, and it will be noticeable here. It will be lumpy inside. So that's why my recommendation is to use double-sided sticky tape. This is the no name one, absolutely cheap, from my local art and craft store. I do not buy them online. I still can't find good ones online, but in Australia you can find them in either Lincraft or Spotlight or in Officeworks. These are three main shops, retail shops you can use, and the width of it is 6 millimeters, and if it's in inches, it's 1/4 of an inch. and this is the right width to use. If you can get any narrower, go for it, because it will be cheaper. Well, logically it should be cheaper. I can't find anything less than 6 millimeters, so I use this one. There are different brands. There's a brand here in Australia, it's available. It's Express It. Good quality, really sticky, double sticky tape, but we do not need to stick really well here. We just need to touch stick, let's put it this way. So there's no reason to pay for high quality product, so I do not get this express tape for my centers. I use it for something else, and you can see it is pretty wide. Do not go for the wide one, because, well, again, it will be more expensive and it will take a lot of the edge, so it won't be a free edge. We don't want it to be too high in the center. You can see on the market this brand. This is 3M brand. They have absolutely awesome products, absolutely awesome quality, and they stick forever. Really. But again, it's really expensive. Yes, it's high quality and it's expensive, but you do not need to use this tape. There's no reason to spend money. Again, you can use it for something else. I use this particular brand, this particular tape, for making paper models, these 3D models. That's must-have thing, but not for flower centers. So tape must have. Just find your best one on the market, in your local shops. Rulers. You will need to get 2 rulers. One is metal one. If you plan to cut these fringes not using your cutting machine but manually. So in order to do this, you will need a metal ruler, not plastic, not wooden, and a knife like this, and obviously a cutting mat. Then what you do is just you hold the ruler tight, and your knife you push on it, and you just cut lines, straight lines against this metal ruler. Then you slide your ruler just for tiny bit and cut again, and tiny bit and cut again, and this way you will cut the whole sheet of paper through, and you will get this type of fringe to make this type of centers. But if you do not plan to make flower centers with knife and ruler, maybe metal ruler won't be a case for you. The reason why I use this one as there's centimeters and inches, because here in Australia we live in this metric system. We use meters and centimeters, and very often my students from US, they do not understand this. It's hard for them to understand. So very often in my video tutorials and on my templates, I say both measurements, like saying this is 10 centimeters or 4 inches. You can see the difference. There is a little bit of difference, but it's not significant, so you can use this. And the plastic ruler. The plastic ruler I use this for sculpture on my leaves very often, and you can see that it has a smooth edge here. You can see it's not sharp, so this side of the ruler is not a perfect rectangle. It is smooth sides rectangle here, so, well, which is not a rectangle anymore. The reason why I need this smooth edge is when I shape this type of leaves, what I do, I use the ruler with this soft edge here, and I fold my leaves this way. So the fold is absolutely perfect, and only then I can curl the ends, the sides, and you can see how easy we shape this leaf. So plastic ruler with a soft edge. What else we have here? A stamp. This is a stamp I use for stamping my, you can see, oh, this way better, this way, right? So this is a DIY stamp. It's how it looked like. You can see there's many rubber letters and numbers, so you just assemble it, and this way you get your flower backings nice and professionally looking. Yes, obviously you can order custom-made stamp for your business with your logo on, but it will be pretty expensive. If you want to save some money, this is a way. What else? My heat-resistant mat. You can just remember how it looks like. It's soft caramel color. It's a plastic one and soft when you touch it. How it works, so when I work with my hot glue guns and glue drips onto the surface, if it is your desk, if it is a piece of paper, the glue will stick forever. It will be pretty hard to get rid of it. On the heat-resistant mat, well, obviously it protects your surface, your desk surface, from damages. And from another hand, when you have lots of drips on the mat during the day, making flowers all day long, they come off pretty easy. Here on YouTube I have a video, a separate video about this mat, so you can watch it, and you will understand why I always use this, especially every time when I come to the venue for the setup and I need to use my glue gun. You never know what kind of venue it will be, and very often venues have a carpeted floor, so if you place your glue gun on the floor, you easily can damage their furniture, their carpet, well, anything that's their property. So I have one mat which is always in my studio on the desk, and another mat which is in my toolbox, which I always take with me for setup. So on the floor I just unfold this mat and I put all my glue guns to heat up on this mat only. The mat. Another thing you have, it's better to have straight away. These are cotton thread. Actually, you can use any thread or small size, small width ribbon. You can see each flower has a tiny loop at the back, so your customers or yourself, you will be able to hang using flowers using hooks or nails or whatever they plan to use on the wall. So we form these loops using a cotton thread. I have a bobbin, a huge bobbin of this thread. My grandma, there was a time when my grandma gave it to me, and this will last me for years and years and years. Every time people ask where is it from, sorry guys, I can't help you with this, but you can get any type of cotton thread. You know, this is one for people may use for crocheting. The thing about this thread is you can see when I untwist it, you can see how far I go, but still it's not separated by many thin layers, so which is good. Sometimes you may get very soft thread, so where the absolutely tiny twist will separate the thread, so it won't work because it will be messy at the back. So try to find this type. What else to talk about? Also, what I strongly recommend you to get is a placemat, a regular kitchen placemat, from IKEA, from $2 shop, from any shop. The quality does not matter. It should be just a plastic mat, or if you have a piece of plastic laying around at home which you do not need, you can prepare this. I'll show you how to make cutting mats for your cutting machine using these mats, and how to make durable paper, durable templates. So we will cut templates using this plastic, and they will last for years. This, and last but not least, is a story about the glue guns. I told many times to my followers on Instagram that this is my favorite glue gun. I bought it from eBay. It's no name one, and many sellers sell this gun, and I don't know the brand, because you can see this is probably a brand, but I cannot read in Chinese. The only thing about these guns, the common thing is they are white with either yellow or orange parts on it. It is 120 watts, and it has a temperature control thing. So yeah, unfortunately mine was bought 3 years ago, and it has a very thick nozzle. But new models now I see on eBay, the new models, they come with a set of different nozzles, so you can just unscrew this one and put a thinner one for tiny flowers, which is cool, absolutely cool. I do not recommend you to get the gun with the on and off button in here. Have this cheap one. That's absolutely freaking me out, because every time when I work, I push here, and sometimes my finger I can just touch this button and just miss the clicking sound. So I'm not even aware that I just switch it off, and in a minute or so, when I want to squeeze a bit more glue out of it, I find, oh gosh, it's off. So no, really hate this button, and I do not recommend. But I still use this glue gun just because, silly me, I've got this gun pretty long time ago, so I have no different nozzles for it. And when I need a fine nozzle to use, I use this gun. But this cheap gun from eBay or from any craft store, that's the cheapest model. I got it for, I'd say, about $6 Australian each. I use them just for the groups of students, the physical groups of students here in Sydney, and they were $6 each, meaning in US dollars it will be about $4 or $3, right? So no, that's cheap, and that's that's not a good quality at all, but still you can use it if you can't get anything else for some reason. This gun was about I'd say $30. You can see the difference, right? But it worth every cent, absolutely every cent. And that's my second gun. My first one broke after, I'd say, 2.5 years of use. everyday use. Sometimes I use the gun for 15 to 18 hours a day. Can you imagine? And it still serves me. The only thing about it is it works with only thick glue sticks, so be very careful when you choose a gun and a glue sticks. I had a story just not so long ago, about half a year, when I using all my guns, they work with thick sticks, and I've been choosing a new supplier for glue sticks, and I got a pack about 1 kilo. Can you imagine? That's a huge box of glue sticks. And when they arrived, I just found, oopsie doopsie, they are thin, so they do not work with my gun. And I decided to, well, yeah, to pay for the return to supplier. So remember about the glue sticks. They can be either thin or thick, and they do not work well. Obviously, if your gun takes thin sticks, you won't be able to push it through, right? If the thicker one. If your gun works with thick sticks, this mechanism won't hold it properly, so it won't work again. Be very careful. So they are 2 diameters, thick and thin, but the length can be absolutely different. You can see. So I buy my sticks. I've been buying for a few years from China, from just one of suppliers there, and then I found that the quality of glue really dropped dramatically, and I decided to find another supplier. And I found one here in Australia, absolutely great quality sticks. If you need the name, I will tell you, I will send you a link, but the name of the company is Signet, Signet. You can Google them, and they have an online shop, and you can buy very good quality glue sticks. They are this yellowish color. They have a pretty specific smell. My husband likes it. I do not. So, but anyway, it really good quality glue. It sticks really well, even designer papers. So I strongly recommend it. The rest is, well, you need to find a good supplier. I cannot recommend you, unfortunately, anyone from Amazon or eBay, because I buy locally. The only brand which I can recommend you for the glue sticks, that's Gorilla. It's an American brand, and I buy these glue sticks from Amazon, from American Amazon, and I get them the whole way from US to Australia, and I pay a lot for this shipment. But, well, unfortunately, I cannot find the sticks here in Australia or anywhere else or nearby. That's the best quality glue when you work with designer papers. Designer papers, these metallic coated papers, they are absolutely fussy, and very often you may find that not only the glue gun with the temperature control is needed, but the best quality glue sticks as well. So why do we need the temperature control button? Because for the regular cardstock, which is smooth and with no any coating, you can work with 100 degrees. So you can see this is degrees in here. So 100, and for designer papers I set it to 130, sometimes for some particular colors of designer papers even for 140 degrees. Here is the another gun. Again, I bought it one of my students, thanks Kylie, Paper Blooming Petals. She offered her help to me. She bought this in US, not sure where exactly, but I saw these guns on Amazon. Unfortunately, these sellers do not ship to Australia, so Aline's Ultimate Glue Gun. Absolutely perfect tool to use. I do not use it for every day. I use it for setups only. And the reason I was looking for this one was this. It's cordless. It becomes cordless, right? And it keeps the temperature for about 5 minutes. That's a little bit unusual. You can see that normally we push here, and here we push at the back, but you get to use it. Again, it works with thick glue sticks, and the good thing about this gun, it comes in a case, so everything is in it, and it has a set of changeable nozzles, so you can choose the nozzle you need for this particular project. And again, it has this temperature control button. Let me show you. So it is 138 degrees or 280 Fahrenheit. And this is the setting which I normally use because, well, as I said, 130 to 140 degrees I use for designer papers. So I would say it is too hot for me for cardstock, but that's okay because I use it only for setups. What I do on setups, I switch on 2 and sometimes even 3 glue guns straight away once I get into the venue. And then this one, for example, is hot, and I unplug it this way, and I go up to the ladder and glue everything I need. And then after 5 minutes, my partner take this gun back and switch it on, meaning plug it in again and give me this gun. Yes, it is with a cord, but he just unplug it, and I take it with a cord. That's not comfortable, but still it works. I take it with me on the ladder, and yeah, and then we swap them again. So this way it works. Glue guns, right? I actually still plan to make a video, bigger video about glue guns, and show you all the type of glue guns I ever had here in the studio, and give my review about all of them. And I've been looking for a cordless glue gun for years, and this is the only one I found really useful, because all the rest was absolutely rubbish. All those working from batteries, and even the one working not on a rechargeable battery, which is Bosch brand. I really hate it. Still cannot use it. It cost me a fortune, but I still don't use it properly because it's dripping and, well, no, just a nightmare. But these two I can strongly recommend you to get. This is almost that's all what I wanted to tell you about the very necessary tools to start with. We will speak about cutting machines a bit later during our online course. You will have a separate video to watch, and for now you can get prepared, and you can find all these tools from the shops nearby, and I'll see you pretty soon.